What's happening, people? We're back here once again on CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts. I'm super excited to be back inside the building once again as we jump into this one. Omah Lay with Godly, a brand new reaction video for you on this Friday evening. So if you aren't already subscribed, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button at the bottom of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like and a comment as well, getting involved on social media at KXVU on Instagram and everything else. The thing to remember about this reaction video is there will be a lot of pauses and cuts purely because YouTube does not let us upload the full videos to the platform anymore. They basically block every video we try to upload. However, you are able to go and check out the full videos over at patreon.com/CubCamTV. Make sure you go in and get involved. There's loads of extra content going to be dropping on there very, very soon. The full unedited reactions are all available on that platform. So without further ado, let's get into this one. Sounds of Omah Lay with Godly. Oh, yes. Interesting introduction on this one, I feel. The general sort of vibe of what's going on, very kind of almost scrapey percussion across the introductory section. We're just hearing the start of the vocal start to land as well. The video looks like it's going to be shot very cleanly. As far as Omah Lay goes, I've listened to a couple of bits. I'm not completely averse to his style. Really interested to see how he takes this, because obviously this one has done absolute bits. I'm a little bit late with it. It dropped about 7 hours ago, but I have had a busy day. You know, the Mandalorian finale dropped today, so I'm proper emotional about that. But let's get into this one. Let's see where it goes.
I don't wanna leave my life for you.
Quite an interesting sort of general introduction, I feel. When you kind of break it down what's happening, you've got these weird sort of bell-sounding percussive like rings going on in the background. Quite like a lo-fi, to an extent, sort of structure of instrumental as well. And then you've got Omah just kind of coming over the top, just kind of doing harmonizing and structures like that. It works quite nicely. It's got a nice overall feel to it. The atmospheric sort of nature of the tune feels really, really nice. I feel this is a tune that needs to develop as it goes. Hopefully it will do, but we'll see, you know, we'll see. We'll have a look-see as we go.
And I thank God I got the lead. Say God no, got the lead. Oluwa ain't comforting me.
You know what? There's something, I don't really know what happened there in the instrumental, and it's rare that I don't seem to know what happened. But the instrumental just seemed to kind of switch and turn. It almost felt like to be honest, more than anything else, it felt like a switch had been kind of turned on, and almost like there was extra steam added to the sound. Everything seemed to just kind of like level up a little bit. The introduction to this one as well sounded very sort of lo-fi to an extent. It reminded me of early WizKid in the way it sort of was approached. Not necessarily the overall vibe, but the kind of nature of the vocal and the slight distortion on it layered over the instrumental as well. It had that kind of early WizKid feel to it.
Oluwa ain't comforting me. When these people, they come body me. It's why I die sometimes.
Something really nice about this one that we can hear over the verse sections is those really subtle sort of percussive rings. You know, we're getting these sort of like little really subtle sounds. They're actually playing quite a lead role in the overall rhythm of the tune. And to be honest, this is a tune that's all about rhythm. There's not a lot going on melodically. We've essentially got Omah's vocal playing the lead role when it comes to the melody of the tune, and everything else seems to be somewhat in the background melodically, I feel. You've got the subs and you've got the percussion. That's the thing that is driving this tune forward more than anything else, and it's working. You know, you don't have to have every tune completely stacked with 1,000 different things. That sort of harmonizing going on over the bridge on this one, sounding so clean. There's something so satisfying about hearing a vocalist kind of express himself and having those different layers and different tones all stacked together over these bridge sections. It's almost like I don't need a choir, I can do it all myself. It may take a bit longer, but I'm going to record it all myself and see how that sounds. It sounds really, really, for want of a better word, wholesome. The kind of sound, like the timbre of everything that's going on. It's quite a nice touch as well, having that almost mid-tune breakdown. When we kind of listen to this sort of section here, we're almost hearing like all right, everyone chill out for a little bit. We have a little glass of water, have a little bit of a chill out. We're about to start dancing again in a second. We're about to continue our slow winds and everything. But for the second, just take a little breather. And that's nice in the middle of a tune like this.
Anything you sell is a market you. Try to they look from my aspect you. They loud and
so two things. The video for this is looking super clean. I love when I see shots in videos of people getting out of cars in like flash jackets and stuff. I feel it just adds a certain tone to the video, which always looks quite good to me. And I think as well, this sort of mid-vocal section here, we're hearing him express himself a lot more. We're hearing a lot more sort of ups and downs in the tones he's bringing. And I feel that little gap we heard just before this secondary breakdown almost added to the intensity of this second breakdown. The fact we didn't hear anything for a hot minute and then it came back in like blow. I feel it's the old sort of saying, you know, too much of a good thing kind of makes it seem a little bit stale. I feel if you like kind of take elements out and then add things back in, it always comes in with more impact. It's why you have bridges in the middle of dance music tunes, because it gives you that second wave, and that's definitely like a music theory element that's been applied here.
Say God no, God the lead. Oh look, one ain't comforting me.
I don't know if everyone else is picking it up as well. We've got a very simple sort of, as I said earlier, chiming kind of bell melody, which is essentially going ding, 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 which is quite obviously a simple melodic structure, and then we're hearing these little kind of vocal additions on the end of Omah's vocals. At the end of each line he's saying, we get this kind of chorus effect where he's overdubbed it numerous times, and you're hearing dilly, but you're hearing it in like 4 or 5 different pitches. That's adding to almost like the impact of the end of every phrase, which again works really nicely. Phraseology is something in music production that is almost quite undersung as a skill, the ability to transition from one section to the next and make it sound natural but still sound exciting. That's what this tune has in abundance, I've got to say. I've got so much time for these very vocal-led breakdowns. I've got so much time for them. Like, I'm a massive Weeknd fan. I think this is a very good example of the sort of thing that the Weeknd used to do on stuff like Trilogy. We used to hear him really kind of express almost like the gaps in between the sort of main parts of his tunes with these almost like vocal passages. And this is something we're hearing on this tune as well. Really, really nice use of essentially kind of vocal riffing more than anything else. There isn't necessarily any sort of in-depth lyricism to these middle kind of sections. It is essentially almost just chanting with a chorus kind of layer to it. It works really, really well. Just this outro in general sounds so like well composed. The spaciness of it without it sounding too out there, combined with that use of space, really, really clever production techniques being involved. And I think they've used Omah's vocal really, really nicely. They've got the most out of the vocal, and it's a great vocal, but they've definitely kind of stretched it out to get the most out of it possible, which is what I think you should be doing regardless whenever vocalists are involved in general production sort of things. There we go. Nice little guitar lick right at the end to finish it off. Really, really enjoyed this one, my friends. Really, really cool tune. Sounds of Omah Lay with Godly. Definitely an artist I'm going to be taking a lot more note of after listening to this one. Smooth, smooth vocal tones. Really nice alignment with the production as well. Everything just seemed to fit really, really nicely. Really enjoyed those middle bridge sections as well. Just kind of bringing an extra level of kind of life to the tune. Being able to kind of give it that sort of storytelling element. It goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down. Again, quite an undersung feature in music videos for me. Right then, people, if you did enjoy this one, remember you can subscribe to the channel, get involved basically by hitting that subscribe button, turning notifications on, leaving a like and a comment and all that good stuff. And remember, you can check out the full unedited version of this video over on Patreon, literally patreon.com/CubCamTV. If you're watching on Patreon, thank you. Much appreciation to each and every one of you, and we shall see you all next time. Peace.